In today's video, I'm sharing with you 7 of my top favorite blushes that I reach for a ton. I have 4 high-end and 3 more affordable drugstore. When I asked you guys what type of content you wanted to see right now, a lot of you said you wanted to see some top favorites videos, and I realized I've never covered blushes. I could have had probably 10 or 12 blushes in this video, but I wanted to keep it kind of streamlined. I'm also going to note which ones are cruelty-free in the description box for you. So let's go ahead and get started. If you just like content that is all about everyday beauty made easy, things you can use for your everyday life that are realistic, that's what my channel is all about. So if you are not subscribed, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and be here on a regular basis, and give this video a thumbs up too if you enjoy it, because that really helps my video and my channel overall. Okay, so my first blush that I am going to talk about, I fell in love with the formula first and foremost, and I do have 2 shades in this blush. This is the Buxom Wanderlust blush, and the shade that I want to focus on is called Seychelles. These are primer infused blushes, which means they just last so long on the skin and just wear beautifully and look beautiful on the skin. Now, what I love about this shade in particular is that it's flattering on pretty much anyone that wears it. I have light, medium, warm tone skin. I'm also in my mid 40s. So I do like to point that out, because any of the blushes that you see in this video, if they have a sheen to them like this one does, it's not going to emphasize anything bad. I don't want anything bad to be emphasized on my face, and you don't either. So any sheen is going to be just a really beautiful, flattering sheen. It's not going to be glittery or shimmery or anything like that. This neutral goes with cool tones and warm tones. This will go with an everyday look or a smoky eye. It's just the perfect neutral. It just wears so well throughout the day. The next shade that I picked up after loving this one so much is Mykonos, which is a really vibrant peach. This shade is great too, but for streamlining purposes of this video, I'm just focusing on the shade Seychelles. So if you're looking for a neutral, flattering blush that wears all day long, that you can wear with pretty much anything, this is a great go-to to have. I think I'm going to alternate drugstore and high-end, and this next one is from CoverGirl, and it is in the shade Soft Mink, which I showed in a dupes video as being a dupe for my beloved Marc Jacobs Flesh and Fantasy blush. I love that blush. It is not in this video because I decided to put this one in instead. Now, I had a few people tell me this didn't wear quite as long on them as the Marc Jacobs. It makes sense because the Marc Jacobs quality is so high, but for a drugstore price, this shade is so spot on. Now, the way I set my makeup, I don't have a problem with this, and I do have a video on that. I'll link you down below. But this shade also has a slight sheen, very similarly to the Buxom Seychelles blush that I showed you a while ago. I find it glides on beautifully. It looks really, really pretty. This is kind of a rosy neutral that goes with a lot of different things. For the price point, I don't think that you could go wrong with this blush. Now, this one is probably my longest running favorite of this particular bunch, and it will probably always be in here. Now, I have 4 shades in this blush formula, so I love the formula overall, but I chose 1 shade for this video. And if you like this blush formula, tell me your favorite shades below. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic blush in the shade Ecstasy. And the reason why I like this particular shade is because I just find it to be so brightening and face awakening, if you will, while still being very subtle and not being too much of a pop of color. It doesn't lay down too much pigment. It's very buildable. That's the kind of blush formula I personally prefer. And I like the way she structures her blush. I love that it has the swish shade for your cheekbone area and the pop that goes onto the apple of your cheek. You can apply it that way, or you can mix the 2 shades together, but you get a lot of versatility with her blushes, and I appreciate that. But I do love this shade for being kind of a neutral peachy shade that is so flattering and just so brightening. This was actually my top blush for a long time until I discovered my replacement that I adore, that you'll see here in a minute. I'm showing you this next one in palette form and in a single. I think the formula is really great for a drugstore blush, and the fact that you can get a palette with 3 different shades in it for the price this is really great to me. This is the Milani Rose Powder Blush, and this is one of the palettes. It comes in a couple of shades. This is the, I think, 01. Yes, this is the 01 Flowers of Love palette. And for my warm, light, medium skin tone, this works really, really beautifully. I just think it's really flattering, and the formula glides on beautifully. They're buildable, they wear really well. Now, I do want to show you also a newly released shade that Milani just came out with that I thought was going to be too dark for me, but it actually works really beautifully, and this would work great on medium to deep skin tones. This is the shade Spiced Rose. There is a little bit of a sheen to it, but again, it's a beautiful healthy sheen, and this is one where for my skin tone I use a really light hand and a brush that's not very dense at all. Now if you have dark skin, this is going to be so pretty on you. They have a few new shades in this blush, but it wears a long time, it applies beautifully, it's never patchy. These are really nice blushes from Milani, and I think they're kind of underrated because of their other blush formula, which I am going to talk about in a second, so that's kind of a spoiler, but they have to be mentioned in this video. This is the newest addition to my blush family. I do have two shades of this. This is the Persona Super Peach Blush. The formula of this is to die for. So this is the shade Georgia. Now I feel like most peaches are very vibrant, and this one is a little bit softer. So if you have, I would say, medium to fair skin, this is going to really work beautifully for you. This has ingredients in it that are supposed to minimize pores and imperfections and create just a beautiful perfected look to the skin, and it really does that. It's just such a great blush formula. Everything that I've tried from Persona Cosmetics has been top notch, and this blush is no exception. I have a picture of me wearing this from Instagram I will put here. Really impressed with this. The other shade here called Carmel is again just kind of a different take of a rose that would work across all skin types, specifically the medium to deep skin types. This would look really beautiful on. I use a lighter hand with it and it looks really beautiful. But this peach shade is one of my favorite peaches. It's just so beautiful, so soft, lovely, and it really does make the skin look gorgeous. Okay, so I know I spoiled this already, but I have to talk about the Milani baked blushes because the formula is so good. They do last so long on the skin, and they give a luminosity that isn't glittery. So if you are someone like me who kept trying NARS Orgasm Blush and just didn't really like it for whatever reason, maybe it was too glittery, or I don't know, whatever your reasons are, this might actually work for you. I like this better than NARS Orgasm, and it's supposed to be a dupe. This is the shade Luminoso. It is their cult favorite shade, and I love it. And this is another peach shade, but it's more of a vibrant peach, and it does have a shimmer sheen to it, unlike the Persona, which is more subtle, and it's a matte that somehow creates a radiance without having any sheen to it. This one does have a glow, it has a sheen. If that's the effect that you want, this is going to give it to you, but it's not going to be over the top. This is such a great, beautiful formula, beautiful shade of blush. There's almost no words to explain how much I love this next blush and why I love this next blush so much. This is the Tom Ford Cheek Color in the shade Inhibition. And when you look at it, it looks like nothing special. It looks like it's going to be just like every other pinky nude blush out there, but there is something so special about the way this looks on the face and the way it wears. I actually get asked about this blush more than any other blush. I get complimented on my makeup when I wear this blush. There is something about this shade, this formula, that creates a depth and a luminosity, a radiance to the skin without actually having radiance or shimmer or sheen to the blush. There may be hidden sheen in here, but it's not evident. It layers so well, it's buildable, it can be as subtle as you want, as pigmented as you want. It's a beautiful soft pinky nude that just looks gorgeous on the face, and it's so flattering to so many skin tones. I feel like everyone who owns this loves this blush. I can't stop loving it. I have not found a perfect dupe for it. However, I do feel like because a little bit goes a long way, I can use this forever, and it was money well spent for me. This is my no-fail blush. I can wear it with literally anything for any occasion, and it just works perfectly. It goes. It is my favorite. If you are looking for videos to relax you, I just did a concealer declutter, and I decluttered more than I thought I would. So I'll have that linked for you down below. I also discovered 5 products recently that I've been loving that are under $30, and I will have that video linked for you as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, that you enjoyed it, that it maybe took your mind off of everything else that's going on in the outside world right now. That's what I'm trying to do with my channel, is just provide an escape, a place you can come and feel good. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.